In the part 2, we are going to unwrap this model using U-themes in Blender, and we are going to create the material in SubstancePainter. Also, if you want to support our channel, you can download the entire project from our Gumroad page. The link is in the description. So, let's dive in. In order to unwrap this model, we need to define some edges as seams. So before that, I'm going to select all to make a backup. So Shift D and M, new collection, call this backup and turn off this collection. And then select all, right click and convert to mesh. So this way we're gonna apply all the modifier at once. And also I'm gonna select all, go to edit mode, and again select all the edges. You don't need to do this, but I'm gonna do this anyway. I'm gonna turn off the mean bevel weight for all the edges and also for this one. Alright, now let's define the seams. I'm gonna start with the top part. Let's go to isolate mode and go to edit mode and press 2 for edge. So I'm gonna start with this flat surface and I'm gonna select all the edges and then right click and then press mark seam. So let's do this. Alright, now I select all the edges. So right click and mark seam. Also, I'm gonna select these edges through here. So hold Alt and click here to select all the edges through the model. And then right click, mark seam. Also edges through these holes. Right click, mark seam. And also I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Okay, now also we need to do another seam through here. So I'm gonna select this one and go over there, go to the other side and hold Control and select this one, and then add the seam also from here. And also we need to do the seam through this side. So let's go closer and I'm gonna select this one and oops, and these two, and let's go closer also through here. Alright, then mark seam. Also for this bottom part, I'm gonna select these. Alright, then right click and mark seam. So basically we're done with the top part. Now I'll go for the grip part. So go to object mode, go out from the isolate mode and select this one and press slash to go through isolate mode. So let's go closer and go to edit mode and let's see. Okay, not sure about these thick edges, so select all and I'm gonna turn down the mean bevel weight all the way down to 0. So get rid of that thickness. Then I'm gonna select these edges. So hold Alt click to have these edge loop. Then right click, mark seam. All right, and also I'm gonna do another cut from here. Select these and mark seam as well. And also from here. Okay, also to the other side. And also we are going to add a vertical seam all the way down through the model. I'm gonna select this edge. All right, all the way down. Okay, we have a problem here. We need to go back to our backup. So Let's go back from the isolate mode, and I'm gonna hide this for now. Let's turn on the backup folder. We need this one, this cylinder, which is the grip. So I'm gonna make a copy, Shift D, make a copy, and then move this to the scene collection. Then turn off the backup. So here is our previews model, the grip model with all the modifier. I'm gonna go closer to see what's the problem. Go to edit mode and let's see. Here we have overlapping, as you can see. So I'm gonna first I'm gonna check the normal. It's okay. Turn this off, and then I'm gonna select these vertices. Let's see if we can merge them together. So press M and press by distance. All right, so here we just remove 30 vertices. I think now we just fix the problem. Okay, so now I'm gonna hide this for now and unhide the last one, which is this one. We're going to do this because we don't need that. So turn this on again, and right now I'm gonna convert this to mesh to apply the modifiers. And let's go closer and let's see. Yeah, here we just solved the problem. All right, again do the same thing for the top parts. All right, now again we need to do a vertical selection, a vertical edge for the seam. So I'm gonna select these edges, this edge loop all the way down through the model through here. Then I'm gonna deselect these, we don't need them, through here, and then right click, mark seam, then select these edges and again right click, mark seam. And also again we need to go all the way up, so probably this one. All right, and deselect these, we don't need them, all the way up, right click, mark seam, and then select these. Press period on your numpad to focus on this one. And also we can clear the seam for these, and also to this side like these, and clear the seam. All right, and one more thing we need to do, because this is a big island, we need to cut this through some part to make it smaller to fit this to our unwrap tile. So I'm gonna cut this through some part to make it smaller. So let's go closer and let's select this one, period, to focus on this, and I'm gonna select this one, maybe this one as well. Hold Alt and Shift and click here, and then mark seam. So also we can do a cut from here as well. So let's go here and do a cut here and mark seam, and let's go down and also here as well, like this one, mark seam, and also maybe another one here, and maybe this one is a little long, and maybe this one, but anyway, let's continue and see how does it work. And also we need to do some seams from here, and also we can do this one. All right, we're going to do the same thing to the other holes. All right, cool. Now we're done with the grip. And the last thing we're going to work on is this screws. So before continue, I'm gonna check the face orientation. As you can see here, for these screws, the normal is flipped. So go to edit mode, select all and Shift N to recalculate your normal and fix this. Now let's turn off this. All right, so now let's go closer and go to edit mode and go to isolate mode. And I'm going to select these edges from here, because for some reason if I select these edges it's not going to work. So I'm gonna select these edges instead. So let's select these. And also we need to do an edge loop here. So holding Alt and click to select this edge loop and mark seam as well. And also a vertical selection. So I'm gonna select this one. All right. And then also holding Control and click here and mark seam. All right. Then also some selections from here. Mark seam. And also select these vertical edges and mark seam as well. All right, like so. Okay, now I'm gonna delete the rest. So let's go to edit mode and wireframe and select these, press X and faces to delete this, and then go back to object mode and right click, set the origin to geometry, go out from the isolate mode, and I'm gonna copy this, Shift D, put this here, and I'm gonna make this bigger a little, maybe a little back, and then make another copy. So Shift D, and then select all and Ctrl J to make this as one object. And then I'm gonna add the mirror modifier and then select this grip as mirror object and put the axis to Y and then apply this modifier, something like this. And now if I go to edit mode, we have all the seams for all the objects. All right, so we're done for the marking seams. Now we need to go to UV editing and we are going to unwrap this. Before doing the unwrap, I'm gonna do one more thing, and that is adding another seam from here. So let's go closer, and I'm gonna select this one, go all the way up, and holding Control and click, and add seam here, and also go to the other side and do the same thing. So this time we're gonna use U-Dims for unwrapping this model, for enhancing the resolution of the texture, and especially because of this grip, I'm gonna use the U-Dims because this takes a lot of space of our tile. So we are going to use multiple tiles, which are gonna call this U-Dims. So let's do this. First, I'm gonna unwrap each part and then separate this in different tiles. So let's start with this blade part. Go to edit mode and select all, press U and unwrap. We need to do a couple more things. First, we are going to align some of these eyelines for the orientation of these textures. First, I'm gonna add a color grid. Okay. Hit OK. All right. In here also we can add a material. So I'm gonna put this on image texture, and I'm going to put this on color grid and hit OK. Then press Z and material preview to see this better. All right. And also I'm going to select this one, UV sync selection, and I'm going to put this on face selection, and then press L on this island and then rotate this to align this a little better. So let's put this here. All right, something like this. Also for this one, I'm hitting Ctrl space to maximize this panel. All right, so we did both sides for this island. And also for this one, for this part, which is this island, I'm gonna move this a little more. So I'm gonna select this one. Oops. Let's do one more thing. I'm gonna select all. And I'm using two add-ons, UV Packer and Texel Density. So both are free add-ons. The link is in the description. So I'm going to select UV Packer and I'm going to turn off the rescale and re-rotate and select pack. Let's see what's going to happen. All right. Now if I press L and put this on face. All right, now it's going to select the individual island. So here I'm going to select this to see which island is this one. So I'm gonna hover my mouse over this island and press L to select this. Then let's align this. I'm gonna rotate this something like this. Let's move this around to see this better. I think this is gonna work. Also, I'm gonna change this to UV grid. I think that's gonna work better. Let's select this one, which is this island, and I'm gonna press L and move this here, rotate this like so. Let's put this back on. We're gonna put this on 4K and then hit OK. So now I can see this better. So then select this one and rotate this. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, this align things. All right, then I'm gonna do this to the other side. The reason I'm gonna align this like so, because later in SubstancePainter we're gonna apply textures with this vertical orientation. So that's why we need to align these islands like this. So next thing is, everything is fine, I think. So I'm gonna press A to select all and then go to textile density, and here I'm going to put this on 4K texture size, and then let's try different size for the textile density. I'm gonna select 2048. Let's see, that's pretty big. Let's go for this 64. Start from here. That's a little small, so 256. I'm going to go back to UV packer and then press pack. Oh, sorry. Uncheck the rescale and re-rotate, and then press pack. All right, cool. We need to continue. Now let's go for the grip. I'm going to select this and go to edit mode, select all and press U, unwrap. All right, also I'm gonna select this one and then the blade, Control L and link material. All right, I'm in edit mode, and let's select all and go to textile density, and I'm gonna put this on 256 for setting the textile density. All right, we got something like this, and I'm gonna separate some of these. Let's go to wireframe, and I'm gonna select these. Let's maximize this, and I'm gonna press L over these islands to make sure I'm gonna select all of these. Then I'm gonna move these aside, example here, and then select these and go to UV packer and turn on the selection and pack. So if you don't turn on the selection, it's gonna pack all the islands. So I'm just wanna pack these islands. All right, then I'm gonna move this aside. Maybe we can select this one, move this here, and then select this and press G, X, and 1 to move this one tile over there, and then select these and again press pack. All right, and also I'm gonna select all of this and press G, X, and 1 to move this aside. Here we can just pack the screws. So let's go back, Control space for this screws. I'm gonna select these and select this one, Control L, link material, and select this. Go to edit mode, press A to select all, and then U, unwrap. Let's go here, press N. I'm gonna set the textile density to 256. All right, then let's move this aside, and here we need to add tiles. So here under the image and under the source, I'm gonna put this on UDIM tile, and I'm gonna add another one. You can put this different name here, and I'm gonna put the size on 4K and the color grade and hit OK, and also do another one. All right, like this. And this, I'm gonna move this here if you select these two, grip and the screws, and go to edit mode, you can see all the islands for these. So I'm gonna put this here. We can select all and move this here. And that's it. So if I select all and go to edit mode, as you can see, here is our islands. This is about the blades, and this is about the grip and also the screws. All right. So that was about the unwrapping and packing our islands. Let's go to layout, and we need to assign material for each part. So the materials are gonna be something like this for this inner section of the blade, and also the middle one, this flat section, and the outer one, which is this, and also for the grip and for the screws. So let's select the blade, and I'm gonna delete this one, and I'm gonna call this inner blade, and I'm gonna add a color for this. This is the inner one and also the middle part. So I'm gonna call this middle blade and assign a color. And to select this, let's go to UV editing, and I'm gonna select this to see where is the island. I'm gonna press L over these two, and I'm gonna assign this to this, and also selecting these to see where's the islands, which is here. I'm gonna press L over these islands, and then I'm gonna assign this. You can isolate this to see this better. So these two as well, assign, and also here, which is this one. Press L and assign. All right. Also for outer part, I'm gonna add another material. Call this outer blade and assign a color. And then select these to see this in the tile. So I'm gonna select these and assign here. So let's change it to something different. So here is the result. Let's go back from the isolate mode. I'm gonna select these. We can go to layout, right? I'm gonna select these screws, delete the material, and new. I'm gonna call this screw and assign a color, and also this one I'm gonna call this grip and assign another color. All right, that's it. We can go to SubstancePainter. So let's check the normal again. Everything is fine. Select all, go to file, export, and I'm gonna export this as FVX, selected object, and hit export. Now we are in SubstancePainter. I'm gonna import the model. So press file, new, and here select your model. And you need to use UV tile workflow. You need to check this. Hit OK. If you go here and see your UVs, as you can see here, we have 3 tiles. Actually, you can see the first one because here is the grip layer which we selected. Let's put this on 2D only. And if you select the blade, each layer for the blade, you can see here is your first tile, and the screw which is here, and the grip which is in 2 tile. Now we need to bake this. So select this, and then I'm gonna put the output size on 4K, use low poly as high poly, and then put the anti-aliasing on 16, and then just hit bake. Right, the baking is done. Also, I have to mention that you can put the anti-aliasing on 4X as well. All right, let's go back to painting mode, and I'm gonna start with the outer blade, which is this one. I'm gonna select this. All right, and also I'm gonna put this on 3D only. Let's go closer, and under the smart material, I'm gonna search for steel dark stained, which is this one. I'm gonna grab this and put this over this outer part. All right, we have something like this. This is on low resolution. You can increase the resolution from here, texture set setting, and I'm gonna put this on 4K. Gonna take more time to process, but you can see the full detail of your material. So here it is. When I hold shift, right click to rotate the HDRI. Let's go closer. I'm gonna open this folder and I'm gonna turn off the scratch and roughness grunge. All right, and then I'm gonna select the base still and right click here and turn off this lock, and I'm gonna put this one on 5 and then this one on -0.1. all right, something like this. And also I'm gonna right click, go down and set the color one to something here and the color 2 to something maybe darker. All right, let's rotate this. And then also you can change this to whatever you want. If you go darker, you can have something like this. It actually depends on you. So I'm gonna put this around here. I think that's okay. And then for the middle part, I'm gonna use the same material, so it's still dark stained, and put this here. And again, I'm gonna turn up the size of the texture to 4K. All right, something like this. And also we just need to do one thing which we did before. So I'm gonna select the base, still right click and turn off this sync, and I'm gonna put this on 5 and also this on -0.1, something that we did before. We got something like this. All right, and for the inner part I'm gonna use the plastic rubber. So this one, I'm gonna grab this and move this on this section, which is gonna be like this, and I'm gonna turn up the resolution to 4K. all right, something like this. And we need to do some tweaking. I'm gonna change some parameters. For this first surface damage, I'm gonna select these masks and we have these parameters. So I'm gonna select the first one, which is dirt, and I'm gonna put the tile on 7. all right, and the BNW spots, I'm gonna put this on 10. Then we need to change the opacity of some of these. All right, for the BNW, I'm gonna move this down to something around here. So for dirt, I'm gonna turn this down to something around 30. And for the blur, we're gonna turn this all the way down around maybe 19. Also, we need to change the level. So select the level, right click and change this to something around here. Maybe we can change this to get a more bumpy result. So change the level. Yeah, I think that's okay. We are going to use the same material for this grip. So I'm gonna save this. So I'm gonna call this M48 inner blade. All right, and then right click and create smart material, and then grab this and move this over this grip. All right, and then we need to put this on 4K. And I think we can change the size of this texture, this cloth texture. So I'm gonna select this mask and this cloth and right click and change the tiling from 3 to 1. And yeah, I think that's better. And also for these screws, I'm gonna search for plastic rough scratch. I'm gonna move this here. Right, let's go closer. I'm gonna open this and maybe turning this border were off and scratches off as well. And I'm gonna change the color to something dark like so, and we can change the resolution to 4K to see the result better. Yes, this is the result, and I think that's cool. And the last thing we are going to add is the logo of this product. So I created 2 alpha and I'm gonna add this to this project. So I'm gonna select these 2 and grab this and put this here, and I'm gonna put this on alpha, and this is M48 logo and 48 Talon. So I'm gonna put this on the project and import. All right, then I'm going to open both 2D and 3D viewport, and also I'm gonna put this on orthographic view. Select the middle blade, which is this layer. All right, now we need to add a paint layer. So add a paint layer. I'm gonna put this above, and we need to add this alpha. So I'm gonna select this one, and I'm gonna move this here, and then let's go down and only need the color, and I'm gonna put the color to something around here maybe. All right, then we can hold control and right click and drag to make this smaller, like around here. Also you can go here and you can paint from here as well, or you can paint here, doesn't matter. All right, so I'm gonna right click and turn down the brightness down, maybe here. All right, that's cool. So I'm gonna paint from here. So let's go closer, and I think this is the correct size. You can always check the reference, and yeah, I think that's cool, I think. All right, and also we are going to do the same thing from this side. Also, another one is this skull logo. So we need to add the material. The material was M48. All right, I'm gonna add this to this middle part, and then let's move this down here, doesn't matter. And then I'm going to add a black mask. All right, then I'm gonna right click on this black mask and add a paint layer. All right, and then right click here from alpha. I need to add this alpha here. All right, and then if you hold control and right click and drag your mouse, you can resize this. And if you click here, you have something like this, but it's in a wrong height. So to fix this, you need to open this and go to this material base color, which is this color layer, and go down to height. And I'm gonna put this on something negative 0.1 maybe. All right, and then if you select this paint layer and click here, you have something like this. So let's go closer and see this better, and maybe you can paint from here. Also, the last thing we are going to do is adding a little blur, because here it's going to be a little jaggy. Let's right click on the mask and add a filter, and right click here and search for blur. And so I'm gonna put this on 0.03 maybe, or 0.6. Yeah, that's better. All right, cool. You can always change the setting for this blade. For example, you can go to your outer blade and change the color for this. For example, you can select the base style and go here and, for example, change the color to something like this. Yeah, that depends on you. And that's it for the material. We are going to export this for the Blender. For exporting for the Blender, we are going to go to File, Export Textures, and select your destination. And then I'm gonna put this on the template for Blender, and I'm gonna put this size on 4K and then hit export. All right, the export is done, and now we can go back to Blender. So to applying the textures to this model, you can go to shading, and I'm gonna select the blade and delete this one, select a new one, select the nodes. You need to turn on the node wrangler. If you don't know where you can find this, you can go to edit, preferences, add-on, and here you can search for node wrangler and turn this on. Here is the outer, so select this, Ctrl Shift T and go to your folder and then search for outer, select all of this and import. Here it is. And then also select the middle one, do the same thing, Ctrl Shift T and select the middle blade and enter. All right, then the inner blade. I'm gonna select these screws. And for the grip, it's gonna be a little tricky because grip UV islands is divided in 2 different UV tiles. So if you select this and if you add all these grips for the textures, it's not going to work. You're going to have something wrong, something like this. To fix this, you need to add 2 different material for this. In order to do that, you need to go to UV editing and select all these islands for this tile, and then you need to assign this material to this one, and I'm gonna make another one and I'm gonna call this grip 2, and then select these islands and then assign this to this part. All right, then let's go back to shading, and for the grip 1 I'm gonna hit Ctrl Shift T and I'm gonna select the textures for 1002. So I'm gonna select these and I'm gonna add. We got this result. And then for the second one, do the same thing, but for the third tile. So I'm gonna select these and then import. And here we go. Here is the result. And also this is my setup for the scene, which you can download this in our Gumroad page with all the textures and the SubstancePainter file. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you in the next one.